Well, Australia's recent unemployment figures show youth unemployment officially hit 16.3% in July. That's more than double the Australian unemployment rate of 7.5%. Young Aussies are more likely to be affected by COVID-19 because more youth work in the industries are more impacted by the crisis. Here to tell us more about this is the founder and executive chairman of Talent Rise, Richard Earl. Hi, Richard.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, very well. Thanks for joining us. Give us a little bit of insight here in regards to how the impact of COVID-19 has affected young people when it comes to employment.
Sure. I mean, as you said, youth unemployment's gone up to just over 16%. That's higher than it was at the global financial crisis. I think about 14% typically. And it probably won't stop there. So it is a major crisis unfolding. It's somewhat protected by JobKeeper, I guess, but I think 16 will go higher. It could well go to 20 and beyond. And as you mentioned, a lot of the industries that young people work in have been deeply affected. So I think it's emerging as a major problem.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty staggering stats, are they? So what does Talent Rise do to support young people into employment?
So Talent Rise, which we've been running for a number of years, helps young people with barriers to employment get into the tech and digital sector wherever possible. So it's part of a broader company called Talent International, which is a technology recruitment services company, and we started this, as I 6 years ago. We realised that it's more important than ever now with this unfolding crisis, and we're looking to get involved and see how we can help people and I guess make the corporate sector aware of the need to get involved and do what it can to help young people, particularly from a reskilling perspective.
So you mentioned tech and digital obviously being some key areas that are looking to grow as we move forward throughout, after the other side of the pandemic. Can you be more specific? Like what career paths can people potentially look into and potentially upskill in?
I guess, yeah. So we've moved into the digital age, a new digital economy. And we've been there for a while, and there's a whole range of new jobs and new roles, that are emerging. Which we commonly call the future work. So I think around digital design, software development. It's a growth area, and we're seeing the tech sector hold up pretty well during this COVID crisis, and that's worldwide. So I think a lot of new roles, whether it's software developers, product design, UX, UI, security, a lot of entry-level roles that I think with fairly minimal training that a lot of these young kids could reskill and get into.
So Richard, tell us a little bit about your partnership with Skillsoft learning licenses, and tell us a little bit about how this is going to impact on young people and their sort of future career prospects as well.
Sure. So as part of what we're doing, and in fact, this week we've it's the 25th anniversary of our company, and the whole company is going to dedicate next week to having a conversation with Young Australia to hear the stories and hear exactly what's going on. And our partners at Skillsoft very kindly donated a whole range of online courses. So Skillsoft are probably the world's largest provider of online training. And a lot of that focus is on the digital and tech sector. So we're delighted that they've done that, and we're going to make these courses available to a lot of young people so that they can test their sort of aptitude and their interest in going into tech or digital related roles wherever possible. So we're thrilled with that and very appreciative.
So Richard, I mean, what can other companies do to get involved and help support young people? Because I think you're right, like you've seen that gap, you've seen those staggering statistics that we're talking about in regards to unemployment. What would be your recommendation to other businesses who are looking to help young people through this time?
Look, I think the corporate sector's got to show social conscience here. I guess we're moving into, an age of conscious capitalism. And I think, if we have too many people not being utilised or unused, it could lead to issues in society. So I think every corporate needs to be mindful that there's a duty to wherever possible reskill kids, to help young kids. If this number becomes too big, you really risk issues, potentially around social unrest and disaffectment. So, I was in the US for the early part of lockdown, and I think they worked out there that if the numbers got too high, it would lead to social unrest. And I think some of the social unrest you did see over there was to a certain extent linked to that. So I think there's an obligation and duty of the whole corporate sector to really help with this problem that's.
Yeah, absolutely. Richard, where can people find out more information about Talent Rise?
You can go to our website, talentrise.org. I think this Friday we're going to be running a campaign right across the country. And I think our partners at Seek and LinkedIn are going to help us with that. As I say, we're going to man the phones and really want to have a conversation with young people, hear their stories, and see where we can point them in the right direction. So anyone who wants to get involved or help is welcome to contact us either at talentrise.org or talentinternational.com.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for joining us this morning and sharing your insight, Richard. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Absolute pleasure. All the best.